Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker, and I'd like to congratulate my honourable friend, the member for Rotherham, for securing this very important debate. And I'm pleased that in her excellent opening contribution she referred to maternity and paternity leave. And I'd like to focus in particular on the plight of parents of premature babies, who really are a group that are struggling to manage. It feels to me that the autumn statement was a missed opportunity to offer them the better help that they need. Now, while maternity provision in the UK is generally good by international standards, it doesn't work for parents whose babies are born long before their due date. These tiny babies, born too soon to live without medical support, can be on life support in incubators for weeks or even for months. Their parents are unable to hold them because they're encased in machinery with wires, tubes and bleeping monitors. They are quite literally fighting for their lives. Now, paid maternity leave lasts for around 6 months, but it's triggered the moment the child is born. There's no flexibility allowed if the baby spends several of those first vital months inside an incubator in a special care unit. That means the child is doubly disadvantaged. First, by being born too weak and too frail to live without medical support, and with illnesses that can often go on for years. But secondly, by being denied the full period of time that healthier babies get to physically bond with their parents. Holding, cuddling and breastfeeding are all vital to a baby's healthy development, but a premature baby never gets back the time that they spent in an incubator. Now, the stress of watching their baby struggle to live leaves 1 in every 5 mums of premature babies with mental ill health, another issue that the autumn statement chose to ignore. On average, the parents of premature babies spend an extra £2,000 on the costs of overnight accommodation, hospital parking and eating in expensive hospital cafeterias. For many parents, that's money they simply don't have, and it pushes many of them into debt that they struggle to get out of afterwards. And it's not just difficult for mums, it's difficult for dads too. They still only get 10 days paid paternity leave, even if their baby is born months early. So at a time when their newborn child is fighting for its life and the child's mother needs help the most, many dads are sent straight back to work. Now, these parents need, Mr Deputy Speaker, an extension of paid maternity and paternity leave that takes into account how premature their baby is. It would be a relatively small upfront cost for the government, but it would save far more public money in the long term by keeping parents in work, helping vulnerable babies develop more healthily by having that vital time to bond, reducing mothers' mental ill health, and reducing the need for later medical interventions for the child. And of course, the human benefit for those families is way beyond any financial calculation. I took a group of campaigners and mums of premature babies to share their stories with the Minister of State for Business a couple of weeks ago. I look forward to her views on what she heard, but I do hope the government will reflect on the damage that they've done for families these past 6 years, and in this case at least, do the right thing and support these parents who need us to do the right thing for them so they can do the right thing for their families.
Rebecca Longville.